All right, well, welcome. This is pct110. My name is Professor Chuck Conkle. I'll be with you the next 15 weeks. This is Intro to Network Essentials. Basic networking is what this course covers. You don't have to have any networking experience coming in to the course, so it's a very introductory course to computer networking. I guess I've been teaching it since 2001, and for most of the years it's been in this room, but it was for years in 213. It's kind of like a horseshoe thing with computers around the edge. How you doing? And computers, as you can imagine, and networks have evolved quite a bit since then. As far as when I first started, we still have some PCs in here that we actually started with when I started. We used to use these alien creatures called floppy disks to install drivers and NIC card drivers and everything. So we'll play around with those a little bit this semester. It's kind of a novelty item right now. But each week, the way is tonight's just an introduction, so it's kind of a how I do things in the course. It's not going to be very long at all tonight. Since it is a one-night-a-week class, when you first come in, you'll check in like you normally did tonight. This will be up and ready about 15 minutes before class starts. Discussion over chapter contents, usually about 30 to 40, 45 minutes at the most. And then if the lab is short, we'll go right into the lab. If the lab's longer, or let's say I go an hour instead of 45 minutes, we'll take like a 10-minute break before we do the lab. Where the restrooms are here in the building on this floor, when you take a right, take another right is the ladies' restroom, take a left is men's. And that's about it as far as location. Does anybody know where they put the water and pop machines in the building?
In the basement, I heard.
Where?
Like under the bottom.
In the basement still?
I didn't see them when I was down there.
You didn't see them? Okay, well, I was just asking because I hadn't seen them either, so.
They just got rid of them.
They might not have mine now, so that's why I was getting ready to ask if they brought them in yet. They hadn't as of Monday or Tuesday, so you can bring water in here though. Pop's fine as long as you keep your lid on it. The lid on it, that's fine by me. And logging into PC, hopefully everybody got that. That is a username and password for all the PCs in here. And only thing I ask after we're through with our labs is there's sometimes I have you install software. We'll have you uninstall those softwares because unlike all the other computers on campus, these are off the grid. They're not locked down like any other computers. So whatever settings you put on here or software you install stays on here. And we don't go around generally and every night check to see everybody uninstalled stuff. So I would ask you not install software unless you ask if it's something I didn't instruct you to. And then at the end of the session on Thursday, if I do have you install software, which there are weeks we do, just uninstall it. The other thing is all the browsers today will, by default, sad to say, want to save your password whenever you log into stuff, a lot of them. So just make sure if it does prompt you to save a password, just say no and never. Usually have the option of no, never. So if it hasn't already been done on your browser, please do so. The other thing is make sure at the end of the night that you log off of all services that you're logged into, like Eagle, online services, email. And then what I'll have you do on Thursday night is, since it's the last class of the week, is I'll have you shut the computers down before you leave. That way nothing's left on and all that good stuff. So and that's about it. I would recommend also for the labs to bring, if you want, a 3-ring binder to put the lab handouts that you're going to get each week in the binder. Next Thursday will be our first lab, and next Thursday we'll cover chapter 1 and do a lab back to back. And that's how each week goes. Pretty much cover that chapter's content and then do a lab right after that. All the labs are hands-on. A lot of times you'll work in groups of 2 or more. There's a few labs you do by yourself, but for the most part it's kind of group kind of labs. Some of the labs coming up that will be kind of based on your row is Cat 5 lab, where you'll be creating your own coaxial cable. It'll be creating a straight and across the cable both. And that's a fun one. At the end of the night, you get to hang the cable around your neck proudly after you make the cable. And it might be something you'll never do again or don't want to do again, but it's something fun to do, and you say you did it. And of all the years I've been teaching this course, I've had 100% of students complete that exercise. And I think the oldest student I had was 78 years old, and he did a pretty good job. So that's basically the makeup of the session as far as each Thursday. And then tonight what we're going to do is kind of get to know you a little bit, you get to know me a little bit. We'll go over a poll or two. I want to first talk about some student events, but before I get into that, everything we do in the class, even starting tonight, is recorded. So the screen and my voice is recorded. And one of the things you might have noticed in the getting started is subscribing to iTunes U. That's a place where we post our podcast, which is basically a audio or video of something. And we're doing a video of what's going on. You get to see the video is what's on the screen and then my voice. For the most part, if you're in here, you're not going to want to listen to it again, but say you're working or you're sick or out of town, it's beneficial to have that. That way you can kind of catch up on something that you might have missed. All right? Initially, the podcasts are posted on YouTube initially, and then that's the link generally you're going to get in each week's module. The weeks that are in there right now, which are all turned on, have old podcasts. So I'm just going to keep them in there until I override them with a new podcast. Even all the way to the very end, which we'll talk about in a little bit, on the final weeks of class, there's some final presentations, which I believe I left a link or two in there for this class to kind of show you what the final presentation looks like that students have done. And so one of the things we do differently in here maybe than other courses that you've taken, for this class, my 130 class, I have the students do a final paper and a presentation on a topic of your choice. You have from a week from this Sunday to pick the topic. It's already in this week's module, a list of them, and we'll go over those in just a second. And that's kind of fun because you not only get to learn from each other and from me, but at the end of the semester, we really get to kind of figure out what you really like, what you like to learn about, or what you're interested in learning about, and we all learn from that. So it's a great experience. If you've never done that before, or it's been a while since you've given a presentation, it's only 10 minutes. So it's super, super easy, and everybody can do it. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is a little exercise real quick here. This is a hopefully painless exercise here. So you're going to go around real quick and tell us what your first name is, why you're taking the course, and if you could have one superpower, what would it be? Superpower type of shows and movies are all around now. You got CW's got tons of them. You got Batman versus Superman, which if you haven't seen that movie, it's actually pretty good. Even if you're a DC comic person, I think it was a pretty good movie. But everybody's talking about superpowers. You got Supergirl, you got Flash, tons of superpowers. So that's what we're gonna fun one we'll end with. And different types of superpowers. You have where you can see into the future, you can teleport, you can fly, you can run fast. So whatever superpower it is that you've always wanted, that's what you're gonna tell us. So I'll start out. My first name, Chuck. Charles was my birth name, and Chucky, but believe it or not, was my grown-up name from all my family and friends growing up, was Chucky. And I know what you're thinking already, Chucky the evil doll, right? Yeah. And my sister's still, should I call you Chucky still? Well, we've been calling my whole life, so, what's another 20, 30 years, so. And I know all of you probably have nicknamed yourself. I'm not going to ask you to share those, but hey, I share mine with you, but I'm not asking you to share your nickname. Why are you taking the course? Well, I'm teaching the course, so I'm pretty much stuck in that one. But I do enjoy doing it, and I've been in networking for about 30 years roughly. Been in IT for about 25, IT specifically about 25 years. I was the IT manager here on campus for about a year and a half, 2 years. And so still heavily involved in networking here on campus. And I do mainly now though, programming and network security is kind of my forte. And so I really love networking as the aspect of security. And so it's a huge field right now. And if I could have one superpower, what would it be? Mine's always been flying. I've always thought it'd be cool to fly. I've always thought it'd be cool to fly. When I was a kid, I used to dream of flying. Just, have major accidents trying to fly. I remember one time I had a little Red Ryder, and I just got through watching like Herbie the Love Bug or something. And in that movie, it had like a little switch on the bug that when he flipped the switch, you got this, went super fast. So I had this little ledge, got into the wagon, had my friend push me. I said, now remember, when we get down to the bottom, we're gonna flip the switch. He said, okay. So he gave me the switch, I flipped it, hit the ledge, and then just went straight down. Hit my face, all bloodied up and everything. But hey, that didn't stop me, I still did it. So when you're a kid, you just, nonstop keep believing, right? Even though you get hurt all the time by doing it. So I know hopefully most of you had an idea of what type of superpower you wanted when you were a kid. We all have a little kid inside of us still. So that's me. So let's do something here. We'll start in the front. We'll work on the first row, and then we'll go kind of zigzag. So start with you.
My name is Chris. I'm taking the course, learn something new. And if I could pick any superpower, I want to be like Nathan Petrelli from Heroes, where I can just take someone else's power.
Oh yeah, that's kind of cool. Yep, I like that. Yeah.
All right, my name is Andrew. I'm taking this class because I'm pursuing a career in computer information systems. The superpowers, I guess I'd go with like super healing, regeneration, like Wolverine,
There you go.
something like that.
Yeah, cool.
My name's Caleb. I'm taking this class for my computer information systems degree, and my superpower of choice would be telekinesis.
Ooh, there you go. Like it.
My name is Nick. I'm taking this course for the same reason a lot of people are, because I'm pursuing a career in computers and stuff. And my superpower would be shapeshifting.
What was it?
Shapeshifting.
Shapeshifting. Cool. Yeah, sweet. Cool.
My name is Angela. I'm taking the course just to see if I like it. And if I could have a superpower, I would probably choose healing.
There you go. Awesome.
My name is Peter. I'm taking the course because I'm pursuing a computer science degree. And if I could have one superpower, telekinesis, because I feel like that'd help me be as lazy as possible.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm Erica, taking the course for computer science degree. Also, both my parents are network administrators, so I've always been kind of exposed to the subject. And then for a superpower, I would say teleportation, only because I work about 45 minutes from here, and I feel like it would make my life a lot more.
Yeah, that would be awesome, right? That'd be great. Yeah.
My name is Amanda. I'm taking this course because it's required for my web programming and design degree. And if I could have a superpower, it'd be between invisibility and flying.
Invisibility and flying. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yep.
Hi, my name is Obaday. I'm taking this course for my degree. I choose teleportation just so I can travel the world.
There you go. I like it.
My name is Robert. I'm taking this course for my degree, and my superpower will be flying.
Fine. All right.
My name is Jason. I'm taking this course for my computer science degree, and I would pick flying so I never have to sit in traffic again.
There you go.
My name is Aaron, and I'm taking for the CIS degree, and my power would be to either be able to go back in time or just stop time.
Ooh, there you go. Yeah, that'd be dangerous, but also be kind of cool. Yeah, I like that. Yep.
My name is James. I'm taking the course for a CIS degree, and because I'm interested in networking. And if I have one superpower, it'd probably be teleportation, so I don't have to worry about flying that.
Well, welcome everybody. Thanks for introducing yourself and putting yourself out there on Superpower. This is being recorded for YouTube, but no pressure there. Don't worry about it. No, just kidding. So yeah, that's basically, we're only one night a week, so you're going to get to know each other definitely through the lab times. There are some labs you'll do off-site, a few of them throughout the semester, some remote control type of labs where we have you practice with some remote control connectivity. I'll actually bring it a few times. You might have seen, I play around a lot with the robots here on campus and telepresence robotics. And we have usually 1 or 2 kids a semester that use the robots for to attend their courses. They can't take it otherwise. It might be homebound or hospital bound. But we also are going to be using it this semester, like I did last semester, to invite some guest speakers into the classroom that otherwise could not be here. I'm working on getting a guest speaker from Cupertino, California, from the Apple Corporation in the networking, security, and networking area. The folk I'm trying to get a hold of is and get his schedule down is a gentleman who designed the network servers for Apple. Peter Mountain is his name. And so I've met him a few times, and so it'd be cool to get him in here for nothing but 30 minutes just to have him share his knowledge on what he did. It's pretty awesome guy. And then we're going to get some local companies to come in as well to talk to us about some subjects throughout the semester. So you'll get a chance to meet Dester 1 and Dester 2 both during those sessions. And so if by chance you want to help in those areas and helping with students around campus, getting involved in robotics or telepresence technology, let me know. I can definitely use volunteers. And so it's not going to keep you super busy, but there are certain events that I have to bring them to that I can always use a student or 2 to help, just to talk to other people, carry the robot around, make sure he doesn't get knocked down, stuff like that. So, okay. So if you're interested, let me know. Be more glad to utilize you. The next thing I want to talk about is some student events as my next thing. We've covered some introduction stuff. Here's our website, and in front of you should have been a card that looks like this. It says My CIS or RBC. It has our website on there as well, myrvc.org. And this site is chock full of information for students, both for job placement opportunities, e-brochures on stuff going on campus. We have a thing up here now called Where Are They Now, where you can look at CIS folks that have left us and went on to better things. And we look at where they're working at. Some are local, some are in other states. I have one that just started working for Microsoft, one just started working for Apple. And so we have students all over that are graduates of CIS like yourself. We're getting ready to be. And so you can check that out. The reason I want to post this on the page here and have you look at it is we also have Facebook and Twitter that we put, anytime I post a job on the site, I also post it on our Facebook and Twitter channel. And so make sure and follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook so you can get the alerts for that. And so you can just bookmark that page. And the latest job I think I have on here is a .NET developer. There's also a PC networking intro job, I believe, on here as well. But I generally have throughout the semester anywhere from 12 to 20 jobs come in, full-time, part-time, internship type of jobs. The way internships work here on campus is, let's say you wanted one and you worked through me to get one with a local company. For every 75 hours you work a semester, you get 1 credit hour for those 75 hours. And it's really more, I think, it's awesome to get a credit hour, but what's even awesomer, it's not a really word, but I don't teach English, is the experience you get. Because the experience of working, like say at a Ingersoll or at a Woodward Governor or at a Tektronix or at an Entree or OSF or Swede, any of these places I just mentioned, which we have students working at now in internships, the wealth of experience you're going to get supersedes credit, supersedes anything really, because it's going to be great experience for you. Build your resume, you'll build networking with people, not just skills, but people skills as well. You'll get to know folks in the area. So one of the questions I'm going to ask at a poll at the end of the night is, are you interested in an internship of any type? Just answer honestly, and then I'll contact all of you individually with a form to fill out, and a real quick form on just what your interests are. That way I can match you with jobs that come across my desk. Because what I'm going to do differently this semester is, I've already done this with my 110 class. I'm going to be on 130 class. I'm going to do it with 110 class. And I've got a couple other classes, my 280 class I've still yet to do this with. Is I'm going to gather a database of where students want to work in what field. As jobs come in, I'm going to contact you first before I post it on the Facebook and Twitter and the website, to give you a couple days lead time to see if you want to apply for that job or apply for that internship. That way you guys kind of have first bids before the public or any other students that get to the website do. Does that make sense? Because I think right now we've got, I think on my personal Twitter, something like, I don't know, 1,400 followers. And so as soon as I post a job, you know, students we've had in the past, or students that are just following me, will sometimes get a job before our own students that are taking classes that semester, because maybe not have seen it yet or whatever. So I'm going to try to switch it up a little bit this semester to give you guys kind of a benefit of giving me that information to where I can give you first bids. Does that make sense? So hopefully that'll help you. That's one of my passions. Those of you that have me before know this, that I really love to connect students with jobs that they are going to benefit them now and in the future, because the whole reason you're here hopefully is to either increase your knowledge on your current job or to get a job hopefully in the IT sector somewhere in the near future. And so there's no better way in my mind to do that than to have an awesome internship and to learn. Now, most of our internships that we have do offer jobs to the students at the end of those internships. An example was Ingersoll, I guess it was 2 semesters ago, a student applied for an internship. Robert Carmody applied for an internship. He was in this class. He didn't think he really had the skills for it. It was a programming, kind of a programming type of internship, kind of networking, programming, both. I encouraged him to do it. I said, hey, just do it. I think you'll do a great job. He did. It was 5 interviews later, right? This is just for an internship. But 5 interviews later, he got the internship. He totally loved it. I mean, Ingersoll is, I think, there's a lot of places in Rockford like this, but it's a very hidden kind of place. It's kind of a gem, I think, in the Rockford area, because Ingersoll does a lot of quasi-governmental, super secret projects for the government, for military. And one of the ones he got to work on was a satellite, the biggest satellite in the world, actually, that was now on the island of Maui. But they had to ship it in about 1 million pieces over about a year's time. And he was involved in that project. And he told me every time he would come back to class, while he's working, I'd say, so what'd you learn this week? He goes, I got to take apart a hard drive and put it together. I go, that's pretty cool. And I go, did they give you a manual or something or what? And he goes, no, they brought the guy who actually invented it, and he come and helped me figure it out and put it back together. I go, okay, that's pretty awesome. And so that's the kind of stuff he did. And so most of the engineers at Ingersoll have master's or doctorate degree in mathematics, and most of them are from Germany. And so they're just geniuses when it comes to math and also programming. But he said, you would think a person like that or a group of people like that would be real snooty-ish and kind of helping students. No, they actually taught him all the stuff he needed to know that he didn't know already, and were real open about it. And so he's getting ready to finish up his internship, to make a long story short here. It's the end of the semester, and he goes, you never guess what happened. I go, what? He goes, they offered me a full-time job. Well, I said, aren't you going to school at NIU next semester? He goes, yeah, they're going to work around my schedule. I go, that's awesome. And so there you go. That's the story of an internship. Another one I'll share real quick is Fat Wallet. It's in around the Beloit area. In fact, they are in Beloit. Fat Wallet is, fatwallet.com. Student was here first semester, right out of high school, got hired at Fat Wallet as an intern. By the end of the semester, they offered him full time. and he wasn't even done with his semester work here yet, and he's still working there full time. And I think he graduates next semester from here. So yeah, there's a couple stories, and I could talk for hours on all the stories here locally of students who've got internships and then gotten jobs from those internships. And that's really unheard of, as far as a lot of communities. And I think Rock Valley is positioned at a place to where the people that work in these locations have been students here already, or their kids have been, and they really value Rock Valley College students, and they want to help you guys out. And so I would say avail yourself to any internship that comes up. You'll find out more about that as the semester goes on. So myrvc.org, bookmark that later. And then the next one is event coming up is October 25th, or take it back. This was RVC Hour of Code. This is an event I do every month on the fourth Saturday of the month. I started it December of 2015, and we had 120 people come to that event on December 12, 2015, and it was both online and face-to-face, and it was all day long on a Saturday. I had a whole bunch of CIS students like yourself come in and help with that event. And Hour of Code is it's actually a worldwide push to demystify computer science to all people, especially young people, especially grade school kids. And I think so far they've had like 59 million people take the Hour of Code challenge, and that's what it is. You just sit down for an hour, build an Angry Birds game using JavaScript or drag and drop blocks, and you get to play it on your phone afterwards. But anyway, it's so successful, I thought, man, it'd be cool to keep this going. So starting January 2016, I thought I started doing the fourth Saturday every month. We meet down in the Mac lab. It's got 20 seats. I book it. It's been booked full every time. In fact, RBC Hour of Code is a website, rvchourofcode.com. I do need volunteers for that. I am having one this Saturday. It's for 1 hour. It's from 9 to 10. And if only 1 or 2 people can show up, that'd be great. If you're interested in that, see me after class, and I'll just say thanks for helping. And I do give giveaways, and I have been known to give students a giveaway. The giveaways I usually give is a selfie stick and a phone mobile charger, which everybody can always use more of those, right? A battery backup type thing. So it's just an hour out of your time, but it's well worth it because you kind of get kids in there from, my grandson's age, like 6 and 7 years old, all the way up to 80, 90 years old that come to these. It's pretty awesome. And the code lessons are easy for them to understand. It's step by step. It's like a little puzzle they have to do. And when they're done, though, they actually have an app that they can share via text message or on Facebook or Twitter for people to play. I wanted to show you where we're at reservation-wise between now and December. The one this Saturday is already booked full. September is 75%, October 50%, and December 3rd. We're not doing one in November because of Thanksgiving, but we are doing one December 3rd, 45%. So whether you come or volunteer, that'd be awesome. You don't have to know programming to help. You just have to know how to hand out handouts, and that's it, and smile and help kids out, and that's about it. You'd enjoy it. Every student I know that's helped has enjoyed it. So what's funny about it is we'll get families come a lot, right, with the little kids, and they'll be kind of standing back initially, and I'll encourage them to help the kid with their code, during the time. So, and they do as much as they can, but I think they don't want to really kind of, encroach on the kid, kind of step back and watch them. But they'll come back the next month and they'll say, what we did? We went home and we did it as a family for like an hour or two. We just kind of hung out around the computer and created an app together, and they'd never done that before. And so I think that's kind of cool with technology, because technology segments people away from each other, and this kind of brings them together. So I think that's kind of cool. So anyway, Hour of Code this Saturday, and then it's the 24th of September, 22nd of October, and December 3rd, just 4 times this semester. But you would love it, I know. And if you're interested in helping, just let me know you'll be there or try to be there. That'd be great. And it's in 152 in the computer lab downstairs. The next one is whitehats.us. Next Wednesday is our first event. It's called Hack Nights. It's going to be every Wednesday in this room from 6 to 8. The concept behind Hack Nights is to meet together, all the folks in the RBC community and the public to meet in here that's interested in technology. You don't have to be interested in coding or hacking, but interested in technology. You can work on your projects for your other classes. The idea is to have students come in and work on their calculus, trig, whatever other homework they have coming in. You might be working on some coding projects. You might be working on some web stuff. You might be working on some networking stuff. Whatever it is you want to do, you can come and do, and just kind of invent for a couple hours and create for a couple hours. Just kind of hang around people who want to do that for a couple hours. There'll be pizza here. You can bring pop and water, and we're just going to chill for 2 hours and see how it goes. We'll see what the turnout is. I think so far I've got like 8 or 9 RSVP'd for that, and I just started pushing it yesterday. And so the event is going to be every Wednesday from 6 to 8. And we're thinking about having a hackathon in October on a Wednesday to where we'll get a problem in the community, like at the campus level or our Rockford level, and teams will be formed during that night, and each team will come up with an idea to tackle the problem. It could be an app, it could be a website, it could be a networking solution, whatever solution it is you come up with and present at the end of the night. And the businesses or entities that submitted that idea that needed help with will vote on who wins the idea, who ideas wins out basically. And you're not going to complete a project in that night, but you'll come up with some cool ideas, I think, that'll hopefully help somebody out, whether it be campus region or Rockford region. Some of the ideas that's been tossed around is an app for students and faculty alike to alert security of whatever here on campus. You see something weird, you feel something weird, you know, whatever, you'd be able to call security immediately with the app, have proximity on there, location proximity on there. The other idea was for the city, tons of potholes in Rockford, right? An app that could alert someone in the city of where the potholes are. So the app would take a picture of the pothole. It would actually save the location on the app when you took the picture, and then send it to the notified people that need to know about it. Responsible people need to know about it to fill the hole, basically. So, we could have some creative names for that one, I think, on that one. But that was just a couple ideas already been thrown my way. And so I imagine there'll probably be a half a dozen ideas that night. And so anyway, that's one of the ideas just being tossed around, but that's going to be a hackathon in October. But I do recommend everybody to come if you don't have class that night. Just try it out anyway. And so if it doesn't go, it doesn't go. But, there's been other campuses that have done it that it's been real successful. And my thought behind it, my reason to do it is beyond just allowing students to be creative. It's allowing students on campus who don't even know that we teach technology classes here on campus, know that we teach technology classes here on campus. Because it's amazing how many students don't know we teach web development, we don't know we teach mobile app development, don't know we teach network security. They're like, wow, I didn't know you guys taught that. So it'll be a way also to promote our division, and but hopefully a way also to build community within the geeks on campus, or the wannabe geeks on campus, either one. And so, hey, geeks are kind of cool now. Geeks are the cool people on the block. It didn't used to be when I grew up. It was not the case. But hey, you can be a geek and be cool now, and it's not a bad thing. I like the term I heard on some movies, says, let your geek flag fly, basically, proudly. And so that's okay. RBC Tech Expo, October 25th, 2016. First time we've ever done it. You can go to that website and register. It's going to be in the student atrium. We already have 80 people registered for the event from 6 to 8. Pizza's provided. There's going to be 4 businesses come and speak for 30 minutes, 10 minutes apiece. And I guess it'll be 40 minutes, 10 minutes apiece. And at the end of that discussion time, there'll be tables with multiple businesses, and students will be able to mingle amongst all the tables with all the businesses that are there to get internships and to find out about employment within the Rockford region. And so we've already got 15 tables of local businesses, hoping to get 25 to 30 around that kind of kind of the window area of the student atrium there. And I'm hoping to get, my original goal was 75, we've already passed that, we got 80 registered. So I'd like to get maybe 120 people registered for the event. And it's for RVC students first, but we're also opening it up to the public as well. And so it'd be a great opportunity to meet local businesses in the Rockford region that need networking kids. We need programmers, coders, anything that's tech related would be a way to kind of rub your shoulder with these people and find out what's available. So RBC Tech Expo, Tuesday, October 25th. You can register at that website. And next one is my website, cconkle.com, has a whole bunch of resources for you, not just for networking, but also programmers, of all the events for the campus, for our division will be on there, as well as I try to post tech articles that'll be beneficial and hopefully, informative to you. This is a picture actually of a recent event I was at for 2 days here on campus. This was a new student orientation. There was 200 students each day that showed up. They didn't have to. Did anybody go to that, by the way? The student orientation? Okay, there you go. Well, there's 200 kids each day that showed up. Didn't have to, because I thought when I was asked to do the keynote for both sessions, I thought maybe 20 kids. So 200 on both days, but it was awesome. I had them do hold your phone up and wave it in the air at the end. So that was a picture of that. So cconkle.com, you can go there and book that. And then now getting to RVC Eagle. We're going to talk about that for a second before we get into a poll. So if you haven't logged into Eagle, go ahead and do so. I want to make sure everybody's logged into our course. And we're going to go over the makeup of Eagle, some changes this semester. You probably might have noticed some changes to Eagle as far as the interface. For the most part, I like everything that I've seen so far. What do you guys think? You like what you see so far as the navigation and everything a little nicer? I think it.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's better.
Yeah, it's a little better, isn't it? I think it's a little better. I think it's a little easier to navigate maybe. The top portion of the course, just some general information as far as our course information, my office, which is WTC 262. That phone number you can call or text. It's a Google number, so when you call it or text it, it's going to redirect it to my phone. And so don't feel bad about texting or calling anytime, doesn't matter. It's going to leave a voicemail anyway when you call, and then alert me that whatever the message is. That's my email there. We do use Periscope some this semester, starting in a couple Tuesdays. We'll be doing what's called TechScope Tuesday, where I interview students, faculty, local business owners for 15 minutes on tech stuff of the day. I also find out stuff like what their favorite bands are, what their hobbies are, stuff like that you don't really get to find out in a classroom. And so they get to promote their stuff too, though. They get to promote their classes or any events they're involved with, because almost every professor here and even students are involved in stuff they want other people to know about. And so that's what we're going to do. So I'll probably be asking you guys sometime throughout the semester, if you want to be interviewed for 15 minutes, that's a time where you can promote the stuff you're doing and your clubs are doing or that you're personally doing. You can promote it as well. And it's really laid back. You can do it from home. I'm using a remote connectivity app called Appear In that I'll set you up how to do. And you can literally do the interview from anywhere. All you have to have is a phone. And it's pretty easy to do. So there's steps how to add yourself to Periscope and to follow me. General course navigation goes over that. Just general course navigation helps. Course assess basically goes over reading the chapter before each class. Next Thursday we're going over chapter 1. So I don't expect you to have exhaustively read the chapter, but at least skim the chapter to kind of know what we're going to be talking about would be great. And to read the chapter before you definitely do review questions, which start next week, and quiz, which starts next week. This week, the only thing to do is the About Me, which we'll talk about in a second, and that's it. Next week will be review question quiz and your topic for your final paper and presentation. Live chat is what it sounds like. If you need help, have a question about something you're doing, whether review questions, quiz, or a topic, or anything else computer-wise, you can click the live chat, type your name in, and if I'm online, it'll tell you. If not, it'll tell you I'm not online, and then you can just email me. I do check my email all day long, all night long, until I go to bed, so I've been known if I'm up at 11 o'clock and get an email from the student, I'll just reply right then. I won't wait. Because I get, as you can imagine, I get tons of emails, not only from students, but I am a full-time programmer as well, so I found out best to reply to things as they come in, if I can. If I can do it, I'll do it immediately. Because I know usually before you email me, you probably already exhausted every resource you have before you've emailed me a question. So I will try my best to quickly reply to your email. Course documents are just that, to go over some of the course documents. Course discussion, that's for you guys to go over anything course and non-course related. So you can go in there and post about politics, just keep it civil. You can post about, hey, I'm buying a phone, what do you guys recommend? Yeah, keep it civil. So it's for you to help each other, and so I recommend going in there maybe, like anything in Eagle, go in there at least once a day for a minute, see if there's anything in there. Any announcements from me would be good, especially if we get any inclement weather between now and December, which we might. I always tell students, hey, about 4 o'clock, check your email, make sure there's nothing from me. I try my best to text or call all my students, even though I tell the office to do it. I'll do it myself as well, just to follow up to make sure you guys got a message if class was canceled or whatever. But it's a good practice to probably check your email and announcement for this course on a Thursday around 4:30ish, somewhere around there. Probably a good idea. And then course meeting or schedule meeting. If you need to schedule a time with me, either online or face-to-face, you can click on that link. It'll take you to a page where you can choose a day and time for 15-minute increments to set up a time. Easy. And I will reply back with you and say, hey, do you want this to be online or face-to-face? And then you'll tell me what it is, and we'll set it up. I can also set up a time to help you with your computer at home if you need it. If you need help with whatever at home that you're needing help with, I can remote into that to help you. So avail yourself to that. Snapchat as a division, I'm kind of the Snapchat guy. I set up the stories every day, or at least every other day. I try to set up stories of events that are going on for the division. And most of you are probably on Snapchat or you're aware of it. And they allow you to do stories, which we have done and are doing now. We also are going to do periodically throughout the semester. In Snapchat, they have a thing where you can do, you can push an event regionally through Snapchat, to where when you take a picture with Snapchat, you can swipe it and it'll give you different location icons for that location. We're going to create some of that this semester. I know we'll do one for Tech Expo. We'll probably do one for the Hour of Code. And so just be aware of that. If you're on campus during those times or in those events, you can all remind kids to do Snapchat and to use those filters to apply the image to it. And it is a way, by the way, Snapchat, marketing-wise, is the #1 marketing tool that businesses are marketing right now, pushing, because that's what everybody's on. Everybody's using it. Not just college-age kids. All the way up to 50, 60-year-olds are using Snapchat. And so businesses are using it in the story mode, because you can create a story and get it out there to more people, probably, that you could with any other social media right now. The next one closest to it would probably be Twitter, and then third would be Facebook. And so, but anyway, if you have any Snapchat gurus in here that want to help in our Snapchat adventure, let me know. We can use all the help. I'm just learning. I've been doing it for about 3 months now, and just still learning. It's changing all the time, I know. But anybody want to help in Snapchat, you're more than welcome to help me out, and I will take your advice and whatever cool ideas that you might have. because you probably have better ideas than I do. So anyway, let's go into the download textbook part. The download textbook is version 4, I believe, or version 5. I can't remember. One of the two. It's 4 or 5. Anyway, it's free for you to download. You can load it on your tablet, laptop, desktop. Do your reading, do your review questions. I'm almost at the end of both, for this class and my 130 class, creating my own textbook, but I'm not quite there yet. So we're going to got permission to use this download for the course for the semester. And it does save you a little money, by the way. But some of you might not be used to reading a PDF of a book. There is benefits to it. One of the benefits is you get to bookmark things, you can highlight things. When it comes to review questions and quizzes, what's nice about PDF ebook is you can search by keyword that text and find it easier. So hopefully you'll find that beneficial. If you click on week 1, it'll take us to some getting started stuff for week 1. Let's do that. In week 1, we've got 1 task, poll 1, we're going to do in a second. Podcast, what that's for is what you're listening and hearing right now will be in the podcast link there. About me is some questions about yourself. You have to post those questions. And then what I want you to do is reply to at least 2 other people between now and Sunday on their post. So if they like Mexican food, you say, what type of Mexican food? That's pretty general. I like burritos. Okay, great. Where do you like to eat burritos? So, you can go on and on. And so get to know each other through the About Me. Some interesting things you can post. I think some folks have already posted in there, and that's due this Sunday. That's the only thing actually due this Sunday assignment-wise. The research paper presentation document, if you click on that one real quick, I do want to highlight that before we get into the task and the poll, because we're going to end with the task and poll, actually. So research paper is fun. It's a fun, you said research paper is not fun. Okay, it is. If you really like to do it, it is. If you like the topic, because I'm not telling you what to research. You get to research what you want to research. And I want you to pick a topic of your choice. And I put in here at the top, success in your career greatly depends upon your written and oral communication skill. Our school recognizes the need for students to develop proficiency in these skills and recognize all students submit a research paper and provide an oral presentation in each class in this department. So format is 5 to 7 pages, double space, illustrations and bibliography excluding, margins 1 all around except for the top 1.5, space double space except for quotes single space, font size 10 to 12 point, font type Times New Roman or Courier, illustrations welcome if good quality, and that's subjective to you, I know. And I always tell students this, if it's an illustration that you think would be helpful to anybody, as far as a step-by-step thing, a guide or whatever, yeah, definitely leave it in there. But if it's something that you would throw away, don't put it in there. Or if it's something I would throw away, I try not to put it in there. So, if it's something really cool, like a cool graphic, cool image, whatever, a cool chart, that'd be great. Cover sheet is not needed because it's going to be emailed to me anyway at the end. You'll upload it, so you don't really need a fancy cover sheet for it. Topics at the end of this document. And I want to forward fast to the topics if we could, and skip everything, down to where it says suggested research topics. Now some of these terms I'm getting ready to read and you're getting ready to view on your screen, you've not heard before. But that's why God made Google. All right? Google it, say, what in the world is Apple Talk? We will be talking about these terms this semester, but you don't know right now what they are. And so you can Google some of these if you're interested and kind of piques your interest. So Apple Talk and Macintosh networking, copper cabling, email protocols, fiber optic cabling, IBM SNA, ISDN DSL cable modems, malicious code, multicasting, NetBIOS, network management, network hardware, networking with Windows, Novell NetWare, OS2, point-to-point protocol, remote access, server hardware, TCP/IP, the internet, pretty broad there, token ring, Usenet, VPNs, wireless networking, and then finally an elective topic of your choice that has anything to do with networking. You can choose. So it has anything remotely to do with networking. I had a student a couple semesters ago who was pretty creative. They wanted to do a report, research on networking and social media. How is networking used in social media? Is it used in social media? If it is, how is it used? Like file storage, things of that nature, security. Yeah, definitely. And so they did their presentation on that. So these are the topics along with the elective topic of your choice. You have a couple weeks to think about it. You can Google these terms if you want to figure out what they are. You might be interested in some of them. Or one that you already know in your head that you're interested with. So maybe wireless security, might be how to stop hackers from hacking my Wi-Fi at home, whatever it might be. Research on a hacker, research on a network person that invented something in networking. So whatever it is you want to research as anything networking, you're more than welcome to. So you'll create a paper, you'll create a presentation from that paper, and you'll present at the end of the semester, the very last week of the semester. And what's cool is that you'll be able to also be creative. And I had a couple students do this last semester. They took the challenge, and my challenge was you can do this report or this presentation from anywhere. You can do it from home and Skype in, which they did. I had a couple students do that last semester. I had a student do it via FaceTime, and I had a student actually was going to do it, but he wasn't able to. But maybe one of you will, is do it through one of the robots that I have through telepresence. You can do it either with Dester 1 or Dester 2 that you'll get to play with a little bit this semester. So you get a chance to play with both of them to see if maybe you want to do that. With Dester 1, you can actually remote in and wheel around the room. It's kind of like an iPad on Segway, basically, is what I tell people. Dester 2 is a tabletop device that you remote in. Again, like FaceTime, but you can move the neck of the iPad left and right, almost like 180 degrees. And then you can tilt the head up and tilt the head down. And it's called a QB device is what that one's called. And QB stands for, in Japanese, neck. And that's why they call it the QB. So both different devices, but same technology, which is telepresence. Telepresence is used a lot, not only in IT, for monitoring. They will use these to monitor warehouses with Dester 1 by going on in warehouses and wheeling around and getting taking monitoring shots of servers, things of that nature. It's even been used to supervise programmers and networking folks, because all they do is have to wheel around and talk to people, and you can do that with the device from anywhere in the world. One of the cool stories of the Dester device is Alaska School District, and the superintendent in Alaska, and you imagine Alaska is just totally spread out. Normally they'd have to fly, take a boat, and drive to get to all 24 school districts within their region. The superintendent would. Well, she got 24 of these Dester devices, put one in each school, and she now remotes in via her iPad or laptop, and can now meet with all the teachers, all the administrators, and all the students from one location, and can remote into every one of the locations with Dester. And what's even cooler about Dester is I got to help when it first came out. Before it came out, there was 4 students from San Jose, California, robotics community college, that invented Dester, and they called it the Double, and they invented it in their basement with beer and pizza and knowledge of robotics and passion to do it. And it took them about a year to create the robotic wheels and the arm, the telescopic arm that the iPad sits on top of. And the only one before this one you might have seen, it's on, if anybody watched Big Bang Theory, they had a device on there like that, but it was a Cisco device that was $17,000 is what that device cost. This one is marketed at $1,500. You can get it with the inductive charger for another $300. But anyway, they've sold to date 2,500 units. They've been on a number of shows promoting it, and what I like about it is I got to help them a little bit in the programming side of things. And when I first got the robot, I had something go the inductive charger, one of the wires busted off, right? The electrical wires busted off. And so I emailed David, one of the founders of the company and inventors, and said, hey, wire broke, I don't want to bug you guys, but what do I do to get it fixed? This was at 10:30 at night on Friday night. He emailed me back in 5 minutes and goes, oh, we'll ship you a box tomorrow and just ship it back in there and we'll get it fixed for you. So I got overnight ship box. I got Saturday morning, got a box, put it in there, and by Monday I had the new inductive charger back from UPS. That's awesome. I mean, how many companies can you just call the CEO and get them to do stuff like that? And so that's the kind of guys they are. But one of the cool things I'm working with David this semester is I'm going to try to get him to remote in. He's really busy. I'm trying to get him remote in October, and I'd like to get him to remote in during the Tech Expo. But if not, I'll get him to do one of the Thursday nights. And what I would think would be awesome, have him remote into Dester because he created it, and talk to you guys about that whole venture and what it took him to do it. And so I think it's kind of inspiring because they literally started with nothing. None of them didn't have a lot of money to get started. They just had an idea and, a lot of Mountain Dew and pizza and beer. And they created it. So tells you guys can do it too, whatever you want to do. You can create it. Quick poll. I love polls. So if you go to m.socrative.com on your mobile device, on your computer, we're going to do a very quick poll now. So next Sunday, or this Sunday, About Me's due. Read chapter 1 by next Thursday. And again, you don't need to exhaust it, like stay up all night and go, man, I didn't get it done, I gotta get up at 6 in the morning. No, just skim through it. And for most of you, it's gonna be getting used to kind of reading a PDF because it might be a little different for you. Oh, by the way, your phones do this. I know your laptops can too if you get like Dragon Speak or use the part of your computer to speak what words are on the screen. You can actually set up your computer and your tablet both to read the chapter for you, which I know a lot of you will want to do, right? No, you won't. It's very rude. It's very annoying. Computer speak in a chapter is like, very robotic. So, but you might try, might like it. So anyway, read chapter 1 by next Thursday or skim through it. Topics for research paper that we went over. It's not due till 2 Sundays from now, 9/4, which is the Sunday before Labor Day, which Labor Day, by the way, our campus is closed on the 5th, and it's closed on the 6th, the Tuesday, right? The 5th is for Labor Day, the 6th is for Faculty Development Day. So Monday, Tuesday, both, which won't affect our class, but just so you know. And I look forward to a great semester. I look forward to you guys getting to know one another, and I also look forward to getting internships, getting you guys some internships. That'd be awesome to get everybody in here an internship. At least try one, that'd be great. See if you like it or not. But if you have any questions about anything, or if you want to volunteer for Saturday or anything else we talked about tonight, let me know. I'd be more glad to help you. Before you leave, if you could do me a favor and shut down your computer that you're on after you've logged off of everything. Just hit the start button and shut down. If you're next to a computer that's turned on, if you could do that as well, that'd be awesome. If you could do that for me. And if you have extra business cards around you that a person did not sit in that area, if you could pick it up and bring it up to the front, that'd be great. But I look forward to a great semester. You guys have a great weekend. See everybody next week.